What's up, Super Scholars, and welcome to Read Aloud for Wednesday. We have a very silly story today called Dibs. It's by Laura Gell and illustrated by Marcin Piowarski. It's very silly. I cracked up. So sit in a nice comfy spot and let's start our story, Dibs. When Julian wanted something, he always called dibs. Dibs on the solar system plate, dibs on the star cookies, dibs on the astronaut costume. Clancy watched and learned. And one day, Clancy said his first word. Dibs! But that was just the beginning. Soon, Clancy called dibs on his parents' bed. Well, he did call dibs. No! Then Clancy called dibs on the bakery. Well, he did call dibs. No! And on an airplane. Well, he did call dibs. No! And on the White House. Well, he did call dibs. Julian tried to tell everyone that dibs didn't work like that. You can call dibs on the biggest piece of cake, but not on a whole bakery. You can call dibs on a toy airplane, but not on a real airplane. And you can't call dibs on the White House. You need to be elected. But nobody listened to Julian. Not Mom, not Dad, and definitely not Clancy. So when Clancy called dibs on NASA and blasted off, Julian said, "I hope you stay in space for a long, long time." Back at home, Julian had the toys all to himself. He had the cookies all to himself. And he had his parents all to himself. Except that Clancy did stay in space for a long, long time. A lot longer than Julian had expected. And Julian started to worry. What if Clancy was lost? What if Clancy needed help? Julian marched into his favorite museum. Dibs! 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 Julian blasted into space to search for Clancy. "Hey, that's not yours." "You can't have the rocket," said the aliens. The aliens told Julian. "We called dibs." "You can keep the rocket," agreed Julian, "but I called dibs too." It was surprisingly difficult to point a finger while wearing a spacesuit, but Julian managed. "I call dibs on him." It was also surprisingly difficult to hug a little brother while wearing a spacesuit, but Julian managed. Once Clancy was safely inside Julian's rocket ship, both brothers realized how hungry space travel had made them. Dibs! "Clancy, want to learn a new word?" Julian asked. "Let me teach you about jinx." The end. So that's a silly little story of how using the words dibs could take you too far. And you can imagine what happened once Clancy heard the word jinx. Okay, Super Scholars, thank you for joining me for that silly little story. You know what to do. We got to move our bodies, shake it out, so we can get right back to our awesome work.